Hi.
Hi, how are
How are
you?
you? I'm good, Manasvi. Your name is Manasvi, right?
Yeah, I am Manasvi.
Hi, Manasvi. How are you?
I'm
Hello,
yeah, you're
Manasvi.
audible to me.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry, you were
Yeah,
थोड़ा सा glitch आ गया था. So, anyways,
so
how are
yeah.
you, Manasvi? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm good. Nothing. Right now it is pandemic everywhere. Nothing is going on.
I know, I know, I know. Well,
Yeah,
thank you so much for inviting me to your page. It's lovely,
yeah.
talking
Thank
to
you.
you. So, you have couple of questions for me. So, let's
Yeah.
begin.
So yeah, shall we start? Yeah. Okay. So firstly, we'll start with an introduction of yours. So please, yeah, introduce
Sure.
yourself.
Hello. Shall I say it in English or Hindi? Mein, like, what you prefer?
In whichever language you're comfortable. I
Okay,
don't have a
okay, okay.
problem. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sam. I'm also known as Malika in drag. Right now, you are talking to Sam, but Malika is there inside me somewhere. She needs a little bit of makeup to come out, but anyways, I hope you're gonna like our discussion. So we are today talking about drag. And I'm a professional drag queen as well as I'm a scientist by day, and I call myself a drag queen by night. So, yeah, so today it will gonna be lots of fun. So please watch this live till the end.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this. So yeah, so tell us something about the drag culture because like I'm personally I'm not aware of it as much. So
hmm
please tell something about it.
So drag as a term means exaggeration. So drag literally means you're dragging something. So drag means exaggeration, and drag culture. We have drag kings and drag queens, and then now we have so many different varieties of drag. So traditionally, a drag queen is something which usually a man portrays an exaggerated version of a female character, right?
Okay.
Similarly, drag kings are those who who exaggerate a masculine character. So I'm a drag queen. That means I'm a man who plays an exaggerated version of a female character, and for me, that female character is Malika, right?
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so that's what a drag queen and or a drag king means. Then we have non-binary drag performers, which do not differentiate between a male or a female. So their version of drag can be totally different from these binary norms. So that's what drag means, and drag culture means that we portray, we make shows to entertain people, and
Yeah.
it's an art form, right? We do it
Yeah.
as an art form, and we try to entertain people based on our drag personas. So
Okay.
that's what
Yeah.
drag culture means.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So the next question I have is tell us something about your performance, like the first performance as a drag queen.
So my first performance was actually I started as a like when I started, the first performance I actually did was on Adele's song, and that
Okay.
time I was not sure what drag meant. I just got in the costume, put a wig on, did some makeup, had my dress ready and everything. So I went on stage. I did perform on an Adele song, but later as I start doing it much more often, that's when I realized what a drag persona is meant for, or
Yes.
means to a person. So
Yeah.
as I started doing it more and more, now I'm a fully realized character of what Malika means. But that's for like the future. But like that's for another question. But my first performance was very silly, and it was very kind of it was just meant to be as a fun, just
Yeah.
that one time thing which I guess every single person wants to try it out, and then after that it became a fully realized character.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, so like how did the drag culture came to India? because yeah, still many people are not aware of it. And like
Mhm.
personally, I was also not aware. So how did it came to India?
Okay. So if you see the text of India, drag as a performance art was present in India for probably like thousands of years. I'll give an
Hmm.
example. If you have seen Kathakali or Kathak
Yes,
or
I've
any
seen.
traditional Indian dance forms, you will see
Yeah.
in the older in the older times, a male character used to portray a female character on stage. I
Okay.
don't know. Have you seen Ram Leela here? Right, जो
Mm.
दशहरे के पहले रामलीला
Yes,
होती है.
हाँ जी हाँ.
So most of
Hmm.
the time, what happens? A male portrays the a character of Sita or any feminine character. Have you seen that?
Hmm. Yes,
Can you
yes, I've
connect
seen
with
that.
me
Yeah.
here? So
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
so that is also considered as drag, right?
Yeah.
And in India, if you see the text, there have been so many incidences where it has mentioned in the Natya Shastra. So Natya Shastra is like a book of dance and performance. And
Yes.
you'll see there in those texts, you'll see enough references where a male is playing a character of a female. So that
Hmm.
basically what drag means. The term, however, is pretty new. It was coined in the what early 1900s in the West, and when it came here, probably like couple of years ago, let's say
Hmm.
20, 30 years ago, maybe. So
Yeah.
so the term itself is new, but the representation of drag in Indian culture, I believe, according to me, is way much older in India than in the West.
Okay.
Because in the West, drag started as like as or according to me, it started as a fight against all the homophobia and everything, as
Hmm.
well as an entertainment, right? So there is like a very vast examples of drag in Indian society than in the West, because we have like all the books and everything.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
So moving on. So like, where do you see the future of drag queens in India?
In India, the drag is pretty new concept. I mean, not many people know. I don't know anyone who's watching this live can tell me if they have seen a drag queen in real life. So the concept is pretty new to India, and I believe it will gonna grow and grow much more in the coming years.
Hmm.
So one question to you: have you seen a drag queen perform by
No,
no?
I
Okay.
haven't.
So, okay, I'll give you an example. Have you seen Saregamapa? Like
Yes, I've
Saregamapa, have
seen
you
that.
seen?
Yeah,
Have you
yeah.
seen Rani Kohinoor on Saregamapa? She's like a friend of mine, and she was also contestant on Saregamapa. Yeah, like a couple of years ago, like 2, 3 years ago, probably. So she's a
Yeah,
drag
okay.
queen,
Hmm.
right? And now people are coming, like drag queens are coming on like these national TVs. So that's good.
Hmm.
Yes, Rani Kohinoor. So in India, that drag queen culture is coming more and more.
Hmm.
I'll give you another example. Have you seen Kapil Sharma, the comedy nights with Kapil Sharma? Have you seen a Dadi character and then a Guthi character? So
Yes, yes,
those are
yeah.
also examples of drag queens,
Drag queens.
but they
Okay.
do not
Hmm.
they do not tell on stage or on the show that these are like drag performance, but technically
Hmm.
any male representing a female character or any female character representing any male character, that
Hmm.
that can be categorized as a drag performance, right? Because
Yeah.
that is meant for specifically entertainment, right? So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
where the drag culture like is, but
Yeah.
you might not know that it falls under the drag scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next question is, who inspired you to be the drag queen? Where were you scared or were you anxious before that?
So my inspiration for drag comes from Bollywood.
Okay.
I mean, I have grown up seeing so many males portraying a female character on TV. I don't know if you have seen Chachi Charso Bees. That was like
Yeah, I've
one of my
seen
favorite
it.
movies, right?
Yeah.
So in that movie, you'll see a male transforming into a female character, and the entire movie is based on that, right?
Hmm.
And have you seen Auntie Number One? Govinda becomes the
Yeah.
Maharani of a state. I don't remember the name of the state, but that's also a drag performance. And there are so many examples. I can't even remember properly right now. But there are so many incidences where this thing have inspired me to try drag. And I was like, if they can do it, why can't I give it a try? I mean,
Yeah.
there is no harm in trying, right? So
Hmm.
that's where I started performing. And then Madhuri ji is my favorite. So like Madhuri ji, I love her. And
Yeah.
she and then Shri Devi ji were like two big, influences in my drag
Yeah.
avatar. So those
Yeah.
are like couple of people and then couple of movies which have inspired me. But
Yeah.
the first kick I got to do drag was from my drag like friend. I, she's kind of my drag mentor. Her name is Safonda Cox. Yesterday
Okay.
was her birthday, so you'll see her picture on my
Yeah, I
Instagram if
saw.
you
Yeah.
yeah. so there have been couple of people who have inspired me to do it, and
Okay.
so yeah, that's where I began doing drag, from like getting influenced by these people and these
Okay.
different
So,
movies.
like,
Yeah.
were you scared? Were you anxious before doing that, or were you confident enough to go on the stage and perform like a drag queen?
Here's the thing. If you ever go on stage for the first time, you will
Yeah.
be scared AF. Like, there
Yeah.
is no comparison that you are new to this scene, and you have to perform in front of like 100, 200 people that's usually present in the club.
Yeah.
And then you have to kind of entertain them. So definitely it was nerve wracking. The first performance, I remember I was so scared that I had like so many drinks before because I was shivering. Right? I was like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
I'm going on stage for the first time in like next 5 minutes, and my friends were there. They see me, I'm shivering. So we had like couple of shots, and that couple of shots became too much shots, and then I forgot my lyrics on the stage for the first time. So my first performance was okay. It was something, but then it was not that bad. So they booked me again, and then the journey of me performing on a regular basis started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that. Okay. So, like, what do you think about the stigmas that are related to drag queens, or I say LGBTQ community? So, like, what is your take on that?
There are so many stigmas associated with not only the drag scene. Of course, there are so many stigmas, but in every realm of life, like stigmas are associated, right? I'll give an example.
Yeah.
Every single parent want their kid to be a doctor and an engineer. If you do anything else, they'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
तो कहानियां लिखेगा, तू अपनी life कैसे जिएगा?" So
Yeah.
we have so many stigmas. Talking about LGBT community, every single parent wants their their son or daughter to get married, have kids and everything. So if you don't do it, if you're like a little bit, if you deviate a little bit from your norms, then you have stigmas. Coming to the drag performance, or
Yeah.
drag performers, they are always compared with, especially in India, because people don't know the difference between a drag queen and a transgender or a transvestite.
Yeah.
So, so, so in India, especially what I've seen and what I've observed is people compare drag queens to transgenders, which is not the case,
Yes. Yes. That is
right?
true. Yeah.
Not with everyone, but there are
Yeah.
people who are transgenders and perform
Hmm.
drag, or there are
Hmm.
people who who are in the process of becoming, a trans person, and they
Yeah.
do drag, and there are
Yeah.
like so many different variants of,
Hmm.
variants in here in between. So,
Yeah.
but for me, I know my identity. I'm a gay male, and also I do drag, so that's
Hmm.
my identity. But for people like me who are clear about their gender identity, for us, we are always compared to
Hmm.
trans people, which I have no problems with. To be honest, I have
Hmm.
so many trans people in my life. I am friends with lots of trans people in my life, and
Hmm.
I don't care that what you say to me, because at the end of the day, your whatever you say to me doesn't define me. But for some
Yeah,
people that can be
exactly.
offensive. It's
Yes.
like if I go on stage, or if I'm like in a club in my drag avatar, and someone say you're a trans, and I was like, I just ignore them, because there is
They
no way
use
of
it as an abuse. I don't know why.
exactly.
I still can't get over it that they use that word as an abuse. Like, how can you use that? It is a person. It is someone.
It is a gender identity, people. If you're
Exactly.
using trans as a gali, guess what? You don't know the
Exactly.
meaning of it. Similarly, people be like, you're gay. And I was like, honey, have you ever Googled the meaning of gay means? The first
Yeah.
meaning of gay is happy.
Happy. Yeah.
Exactly. And I was like, oh, I'm gay? Yes, I'm very happy. Thank you so much. So,
Yeah.
so you know, so that's the thing, because people, they think that they're bullying you. I mean, when I was younger, of course, I had problems because I didn't know better, right? And I would have reacted in a way. If I would be like in my teens or in my early 20s, I would have acted in a different way than I'm acting now, right? Now, if you call me gay, I was like, yes, I'm happy, baby. What's your problem?
Hmm.
Right? Are you not
Hmm.
happy seeing me happy? So
Yeah.
there are ways to deal with these situations, but that's like for another topic
Yeah.
or another day. So yeah.
Yes, okay. So the next question is, what was the first reaction of your close ones when they got to know about like your sexual preference or like the drag queen thing? What was their first reaction?
So definitely, just like every Indian mother you see on TV and
Yeah.
movies, my mother's reaction was not different than what you'll expect.
Yeah.
My dad was, however, very, like, you're gay, you're a drag queen, you're a drag queen, doesn't matter to me, right? I'll
Yeah.
still love you. So I was expecting much more drama from my dad than my mother, because,
Hmm.
your mother knows that if you're a different child, I'll call it a different child, but basically there is no difference. But you know
Yeah.
how people think, oh, he's a special child or he's a different child. But at
No.
the end,
Yeah.
we all are, different in our own ways, and we are special in our own ways, right?
Yeah.
So your mother kind of, when you're growing up, your mother knows that you're not like the typical boy,
Yeah.
or something like that. So I was expecting less drama from my mother, but then my mother gave me much more drama, and I was like, I'm living for it, give me more. But my dad, however, was like, okay, it's fine. We'll support you. We'll love you. Don't get disheartened by it. And
Yes.
my mother told me yesterday. I was not even sure, because I don't live here, right? I live in Canada. My family lives
Okay.
in Delhi.
Okay.
And then there was, lots of talks, and that my mother literally told me this yesterday, that so there were like people in my family, because I have a very big family, and they were like,
Hmm.
ये यहाँ आया तो हम इसको ये कर देंगे, ये आया हम इसको, so basically
Oh
they were
my
trying
God.
to hurt me, and I was like,
Yeah.
so I did not say anything, but my mama, like my my mama ji, he was
Hmm.
like, तुम करके दिखाओ, मैं यहाँ पे खड़ा हूँ, तुम मेरे बेटे को हाथ लगा के दो. So I have a very good connection with my mama, mommy, nana, and
Yeah.
my
Maternal side.
cousins and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I didn't know about it until yesterday, that my mama stood up for me in front of so many people, and that gave me
Yeah.
much more strength, right? Even like, if you say the difference in strength I had yesterday and today, is there's a
Yeah.
huge difference, right? There's a huge
Yeah.
difference, because till then I didn't knew what my mama said, right? And
Yeah.
today I know it, and I was like, yeah, see, I have people who are
Yeah.
like supporting me. And see, it's because I grew up in front of them, right? They have seen me struggling with life, and they didn't wanted me to struggle in the future. right?
Yeah.
I had to face so much discrimination. I had to face so much abuse when I was a young child. I had to face so much of, hatred to, you
Hmm.
know, from my family. uh, so yeah, I mean, I had struggled a lot. I had those very bad days which I'm not gonna recall, or I don't want to recall in front of people.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so so my family seeing this happen to me, and then eventually I'll be like, I don't want to live here. I want to move out, right?
Hmm.
And they knew kind of that they were scared, like what if something bad happens to me. So
Yes.
so seeing that, my family also kind of came together, became much more strong, in a
Hmm.
sense that we don't give a fuck about what society says, or even we don't give a
Hmm.
fuck about what my other mama said or other chacha said, right? We don't even
Yeah.
care. So I'll tell you one thing: the things which hurts you are not from random people. Random people not gonna say
Yeah.
anything to you.
Exactly. Yeah.
If your close one are the ones who hates you the most for some reason.
Yeah.
I was like, so, so I've had my other mamas calling me chapka, like family members, calling me khosra, hijra, meetha, and all those lovely words, right? But
Yeah.
but now, like initially, it definitely hurted me. I used to literally, if
Hmm.
you talk to my mother about me, how I was when I was young, I never used to, never used to talk, like literally, not even with my family
Hmm.
members, right? And now, in the morning, so we were like discussing about something, So my mom is like, जब तू छोटा था तू बिल्कुल बात नहीं करता था अब तो तू चुप ही नहीं होता मैंने so so now I'm much more happy, right? I don't have
Yes.
to, I mean, I still get lots of weird messages on my on my Instagram or whatever, but now the people, because they know now I'm a strong person, I'm a strong individual, right? So they don't come
Yeah.
up to me and start bullying me, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I want to say to people. I know times are bad. I know, you have faced lots of discrimination, and that's just a journey of life, right?
Hmm.
Throughout the journey of life, people will gonna support you, people gonna pull you down. Make sure to get the strength from people who love you, and take that with you,
Yeah.
and grow from it. If there are people pulling you down, just ignore them. That's what I did. And I used to think that everyone hates me when I was like, in my teens, and I was like, everyone, doesn't support me. No one loves me. I had zero friends. Like,
Yeah.
I kid you not, till my university, like bachelor's, I was like 20, 20, 21, 22 probably.
Hmm.
I had zero friends. Like, I had literally no friends. If you see me, the number of friends I have, I made all my friends after I went out. I had literally zero friends. So think about me, that I have no friends, right?
Hmm.
I have no friends. My
And
family
this
is
was the
kind of
reason behind that? Like, this was the reason behind that?
behind me moving out, right?
Okay. Okay.
Behind me moving out, because
Okay.
I was like, let me go to a place. But see, again, the thing was, I'm a studious person. I love studying. I love reading.
Yeah.
I love science. I'm a scientist, right? So I love that.
Hmm.
So that's where, in growing up, I did not invest time in in my friends, because I never had friends, because I used to be very shy. Rather, I invested my time in studies, and I mean, I never topped my class. I was just
Yeah.
an average kid with like 70-75% marks. I was
Hmm.
not like one of those 95% marks. I never cleared any entrance exam in my life. But anyway, I
Yeah.
was a student. I was a studious person, right? A studious student. So I loved reading. So rather than investing my time fighting with people, I invested my time in studying and everything. And then after I finished my bachelor's, I got a chance to go out. So I was like,
Hmm.
see, I will go out because I have the chance, and at the same time, I can distance myself from all the hate, because
Yeah.
when I was growing up, whenever I used to get hate, I used to isolate myself. So that was my coping mechanism, right?
Yeah.
Because I used to think that I do not have a support system. My
Hmm.
parents will probably not gonna understand it because my parents are not educated. They don't know. I mean, if in case your parents are educated, then you have a higher chance of you guessing that, yeah, because they're educated they might know about the LGBT people or LGBT issues.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in my situation, none of my parents went to university or even high school, right? none of my Both of my
Hmm.
parents never finished high school, right? So I
Hmm.
was under the impression that they might not know about it, they might not understand it. So in my mind,
Hmm.
it's always in my mind, right? It used to be always
Hmm.
in my mind that there will be no support system I'll ever get from my family, and I had no
Hmm.
friends that time, right? So I used to isolate myself, including from my family,
Hmm.
right? uh, and then I used to just invest my time in creating new things, or
Hmm.
like studying, and just being artistic. So I was very
Yeah.
artistic, thank God I was very artistic. uh,
Hmm.
so that's how I invested my time. Rather than dealing with hate, I invested my time in these
Hmm.
different things. So so that's how I grew up, and how I struggled with so many things. I will not go into too many details, otherwise I'm gonna start crying, and you don't want a drag queen to cry
No,
on
please.
live.
I genuinely don't want that.
Yeah.
You are an
So
inspiration to so many. You don't know. You genuinely don't know.
I mean,
But you are like I am feeling so grateful that I got into a conversation with you. I'm genuinely feeling so grateful.
thank you for having me. It's always I am here, and I have seen what I have seen in my life, and
Yeah.
you know now it's my duty as an adult gay guy to help people who are younger to me, right? Or who are struggling with these situations, and who
Hmm.
are are looking for a outlet, right? So
Yeah.
that's where I help people by telling my stories. You do not have to do whatever I did, but you can get ideas from my own life. Oh, there's
Yes.
someone
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
door, so I'm gonna open the door. I guess it's
Yeah.
probably my mother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's my mother. I'll probably gonna ask you. No, I'll gonna ask my mother to say hi to you guys.
Yeah.
कुछ नहीं मम्मा इंटरव्यू है. हाँ कर रहे हो. So sorry about that. Anyway,
Yeah.
so I was saying that what I was saying I forgot.
That you want other gay
Oh
people
yeah, yeah, yeah.
to, yeah, get inspired. Yeah.
I'm very bad at remembering things. I cannot tell lies. The only thing I remember is like what happened, because I cannot make stories, because I'll probably not gonna remember it. I watch a movie,
Yeah.
and like next day I'm like, have I watched this movie? I don't remember.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, I mean now it's kind of my responsibility to tell people that you know that there are people who are who will support you, who loves you. So just look for an outlet. That's what I'm gonna say. And never
Yeah.
get frightened from people, right? If you think they are bullying you, now what I say to people, that they are bullying you because you are letting them bully you, right? If you
Exactly.
have the
Yeah.
strength and the courage, you will never gonna bully anyone. They're never gonna bully anyone, right? They will
Yeah.
never. Okay, look at how the situation is. You are in a classroom. There are
Yeah.
people, you know, who are bullying you, and then there are like three people who are bullying you, right?
Mm.
You will see that the three people who are bullying you will never gonna bully each other, because they have the same kind of strength, right? And they're the
Yes.
same kind of what do you call, the experience or the confidence level, right?
Yeah.
They come to me, they start bullying me because they think I'm weak, right? And I'll be easily bullied, right?
Yeah.
And when they know that there is a difference in energies, there are difference in strength, that's
Mm.
when they're gonna bully you. Now, example is, you are in an office setting, and this applies to every single person, right?
Yeah.
Now you are in an office, you are sitting, you're a fresh employee, you have your managers, then you have your VPs, and you have your directors, right? Do you
Mm.
think an employee can bully their managers?
No.
No,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But a manager can, discriminate or whatever to the employees. An
Yeah.
employee cannot do that, right? And similarly, in between employees, they cannot bully each other, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, a manager cannot bully a VP because there is a
Yeah.
clear hierarchical difference, right?
Yeah.
So there
Yeah.
is a hierarchical difference, and similarly, a director cannot bully a CEO of the company, right? Because he
Yeah.
has the ultimate power. So
Yeah.
this is how the hierarchy works, and this is how even the bullying hierarchy works, right?
Hmm.
There are weak students who got bullied, then there are your people who bully you, and then you have your prefects
Yeah.
if you count or not. But then you
Yeah.
have your teachers, right? The student will not gonna bully the teacher. Teacher can bully a student, but it's not the
Yeah.
vice versa, right?
Yeah.
Similarly, a principal can bully anyone.
Yeah.
So there is a clear difference in the hierarchy, right? If you know where you stand in the hierarchy, you
Yeah.
cannot be bullied,
Yeah.
right?
That is true. Yeah.
And so there is this difference. एक minute ठीक कह रहे हो? Okay. So so there is a clear difference in the hierarchy, right? If you know where you stand, you cannot get bullied, right?
Hmm.
And then this is in India. This is in
Yeah.
India. This because India may you have clear segregation. Like
Yes.
it is literally visible, right?
Hmm.
Back in in other countries, in the Western countries, you cannot get bullied. And
Yes.
this is a very valid point I'm telling you, and this is my own observation how I'm telling
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
So doesn't matter who you are, whether you're a principal or a student, or
Hmm.
in a company you're a CEO or an employee, right?
Hmm.
If you bully a person, every single person has the right to complain. Doesn't matter
Yes.
who, like who's doing who, or who's
Hmm.
doing what, right?
Hmm.
Say for example, I'm in a Western country. I get bullied
Hmm.
by my manager, right? I will
Yeah.
gonna complain to the HR department or whatever, and then we're like, this is what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And this is the person who's bullying me. So you can do it. Here, I have seen examples where HR tries to कोई नहीं होता कुछ नहीं होता कब छोड़ो
Hmm.
रहने दो ध्यान मत दो and all that.
Hmm. Hmm.
I have
Hmm.
seen it happen. If anyone says
Yeah.
otherwise, I'm going to fight them. Like
Hmm.
I have zero patience now.
Yeah.
So, so now what I tell people is to get is to get courageous. Courageous
Hmm.
as in get the courage to
Hmm.
answer them back. Once you
Yeah.
start answering them back, you are diminishing that power difference, and it's coming into the same alignment.
Yeah.
So this
Like
is
many people suggest that ignore them. I think ignorance isn't the key. It isn't the
ignorance
key.
isn't the key. I have done
Yeah.
it so many years, and I still
Yeah.
got bullied. So ignorance isn't the
Yeah.
key. Rather, you have to be smart, and
Yeah.
you have to know what to say when, right? If say for
Yeah.
example, if you start bullying me, right,
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh, ये तो gay है. So you start
Yeah.
little, and then it becomes exaggerated, right? So
Yeah.
if you say, oh, you're gay, and I'm like, yes, I'm happy, thank you. Now what
Hmm.
I did, I made fun of the situation which you think that will hurt you, but it didn't hurt me, and now I'll be like, I
Yeah.
have nothing else to do. So the energy, the difference in the energy is not there anymore. So you cannot bully
Yeah.
me now. But if you say, oh, you're gay, and I'll be like, I'll not say anything. So that person will get the thing that okay, इसको थोड़ी बात बुरी लगी है, तो इसको और pinch
तभी
करो.
के चुप
So
है
this
हाँ बिल्कुल. Yeah.
exactly right, and then so this is how you kind of prevent bullying. So that's what
Yeah.
I say to people: just kind of learn a little bit from other
Okay.
people.
So yeah, so now we'll come to some positive things. So yeah, share a positive experience, like where someone came to you and said that you're an inspiration, or like something like that, which you loved and which you'll
Oh my god.
cherish forever. Yeah.
So here's the thing: when I started doing drag, or when I started, getting all this strength in me, I never ever in my life have thought that this will gonna have an impact on other people. I swear to God. Even now, when I do it because I like it. Right? I'm not
Yeah.
doing it for other people. I'm doing it because I like it, and
Hmm.
now it's kind of for me. It's a source of my own entertainment. It's a source of money as well, right? Because
Yeah.
drag costs lots of money, and then you charge for those performances, not for free, right? So
Hmm.
so now for me it's like it's kind of another source of income. At the same time it's
Hmm.
source of entertainment for me. But I never in my entire life would have imagined that what I'm doing, cross dressing on TVs, or on my live or on stage, will change the life of people. Like I would have never thought that I would come on LE India magazine, right? Or
Yeah.
someone will gonna write about me, or someone will gonna even interview me, because I never did. I,
Yeah.
I didn't do anything, or at least in my mind, I didn't do like such big things. There are people who have won Nobel prizes. There are people who have cured cancer, or like there are people who
Yeah.
have did like movies or whatever, right? So I never
Yeah.
imagined that I never imagined that I would change life, but apparently I did make not a big difference, but I did inspire few people, to do whatever they like, or to to support them.
Yeah.
I'm not a big influencer where I'll post something and the world starts spinning. I
Yeah.
didn't do that, but
Yeah.
but but it's very we feel very good when people who you don't know comes to you and are like, Malika, you have inspired me so much. And that's like the thing which I was like, I was never ready to listen to these things, because I was like, I'm doing it because I love it, right? And I'm very
Yeah.
grateful to those people who watches my story, or who gets kind of inspired by what I do.
Yeah.
So that's like very positive event. And there have been few incidences where I'm like, oh my god, I don't even know what to say. So because yeah, that life doesn't doesn't teach you how you kind of act when someone says you are my inspiration. uh,
Yeah.
and it's kind of mind boggling. So like there are like my very good friend Pulkit is like, Malika, you are an inspiration to me and to the society.
Yeah.
So I never thought that I'm gonna change the world. I'm not. I don't think so. I'm doing enough to change anything. But if
Yeah.
there are at least like two people who get inspired by me, I'm more than happy, to help them.
Yeah. That's great.
So
Okay, so like we'll end it in a while. Just
yeah, yeah.
a last short message you want to give to all your followers and whoever is watching this.
So many things. It is not gonna be short. It's probably gonna be 10 minutes. Just
Yeah.
saying.
I have no issue in that.
So to the people who are watching this,
Yeah.
if you are an ally, if you don't belong to LGBT community, but someone who does, make sure to check on them. That's one
Yeah.
thing. Like, if you think that your friend is getting bullied, or even in general, right? Even in general, let's just not put LGBT or non-LGBT here. But if
Yeah.
anyone is getting bullied, make sure to check on them. Make sure they're doing good. Make sure their mental health is doing well,
Yeah.
because most of the time it's your mental health will fuck you, like nothing else, like not physical harm, but it's the mental distress which takes you or pushes you to do things which you shouldn't do, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Example is like committing suicide. You never know how many people
Yeah.
are committing suicide because of all these bullies,
Yeah.
right? So make sure to check on them, right?
Mm.
And then make sure to just be there for people. Don't be cold hearted. Now I consider myself as a cold hearted bitch, but just don't be cold hearted, people. Like,
Yeah.
always talk to people, always go to people, ask them if they're doing good, because
Mm.
see, we cannot be present for every single one, right? You guys have to be the fighters,
Mm.
right? And people who are neighbors to you, or people who know you, should check on you. And that's like the one and the first thing I ever tell people: make friends, right? Talk to
Yeah.
them. If anything is bothering you, just discuss, right? they, ऐसी कोई भी बात इतनी बड़ी नहीं हो सकती कि तुम
Mm.
सुसाइड करो या सुसाइड का अटेम्प्ट भी करो, राइट?
Mm.
Or even go in depression. Don't do it, people. You just need to talk. I don't know how I struggled. I don't know how I dealt with it.
Yeah.
I guess I had the venture to, to just dissolve myself in books and the
Yeah.
art I was creating, right? I guess I had that venture which helped me out, bring me out of this, things happening in my mind. But I guess I was the only one in, like, very few people who kind of, got out of themselves. But there are people who need human touch in it, right? So so just look at people, just look at, your surroundings, see what's happening, and help
Yeah.
other people. They are not asking for money. They are not asking for you to provide them food. They are not asking for
Hmm.
anything like materialistic. They are just
Hmm.
they just want to have a friend with whom they can share their feelings. And believe me,
Yeah.
people, sharing feelings is the best way you can deal with, all these bullies and all this, negative thoughts.
Yeah.
It's a must, right?
Absolutely.
That's why we have like psychologists to listen to our stuff, which is happening in our minds, right?
Yeah.
I have used it. Other people have used it. Their
Yeah.
services. It's a good therapeutic, effect. You don't need drugs all the time to come out of depression. You just need to talk and discuss.
Yeah.
And even that, that mental stress, when you talk about it, you reduce that mental stress, and that makes you much more happier. So that's why
Hmm.
when you cry, it makes you lighter, right? And just do
Yes.
it. Get those emotions out, get those things out of your mind, cry about it. Like, I am not like a big supporter of drinking, but if that helps, drink, cry about it, and tomorrow you'll feel much more better. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So that's one thing. The other thing I want to
Yeah.
say to people is, like, do whatever you want to do. You don't have to
Yeah.
follow, what other people are doing, right? You don't have to follow me. You don't have to follow your neighbor who's doing engineering. He probably might suck at it. You never know. He's just going to IIT. Doesn't qualify him to be a very good engineer. I have seen people who have failed IIT or who have done IITs, but they are not even in engineering line anymore, right? One
Yeah.
such example is Chetan Bhagat. No shade at him, but he sucks.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
you, Chetan Bhagat. I haven't read any of your books because, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you don't have to follow the traditional path. You
Yeah.
just need to make your own path. Like,
Yeah.
people who know me, they know me. I'm a very studious person. I'm 30 now, and I'm still learning new things. I'm still
Yeah.
working towards a certificate or a diploma or a degree, right? And at the same time, I'm doing what I like, right? So so you never have to, go towards the traditional path. I'm 30, right? I'm not married. I don't have kids. I don't even have a boyfriend, for that
Yeah.
matter, right?
Yeah.
But I'm liking and I love what I do, right? Before
Yeah.
talking to you, I was making my YouTube videos. I'm like, let me put my life on YouTube. Maybe
Yeah.
someone might get inspired by it. Maybe there are people. And by the way, you have to save this thing and you send it to me so that I can put it on
Yes,
my
yes,
YouTube. Just
I'll do that.
saying.
Yeah. Yes.
you know, so
Yeah.
so 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 that's what you have to do. Don't go towards like traditional. I have to do medicine. I have to do this. I have to do that. Just do whatever you like. If you think you can be a good electrical, plumber, do it. If you think you can be a
Yeah.
good painter, do it. You never know. You might be the next Picasso, but your name might be like Sham or Sundar or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can be a writer, just don't be Chetan Bhagat. It's fine. You can be anything, right? So just do whatever you like to do. Also, if someone is bullies you, right? See, everyone goes through bullying. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter,
that is very true.
right?
Yeah.
We are not talking about LGBT people here. We are
Yeah.
talking about every single human being on this earth have seen bullying, have dealt with bullying, have
Yes.
have faced discrimination in their life in
Yeah.
any way, shape, way, or form. You have no idea, right?
Yeah.
Like, we have way more things to talk about than just the LGBT issue, right? I'm not gonna say, but there are there are female safety an issue. There is like,
Yeah.
casteism is an issue. There is like hundred things which are issues. There's poverty is an
Yeah.
issue. There is
Body
like
shaming.
exactly
Like
body shaming is an
everyone goes
issue,
through body shaming.
right?
Yeah.
So people, you think if they are, facing that thing, just
Yeah.
support them, right? If there is a female, right, I know them, or even if I'm like walking and I see something is happening, I will gonna go there and I will gonna help them.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter. I'm a chubby guy. Like I'm a fat guy. Don't you
Yeah.
think people have said so many bad things about me? And I
Yeah.
was like, yes. You think if I'll float, if I'll go in water, I'm gonna float? Yes, I will gonna
Yeah.
float, and you're gonna sink. That's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
You need to be grounded. It doesn't have to be on the floor. It have to be, on the bed surface. It's fine. Go drown yourself. Of course, this is just a joke, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just making a joke. I'm just making a joke of the situation which people have said it to me, right? People have said it to me. अगर तुम पानी में जाओगे तुम तैरोगे, right? और तो मेरा मेरा उससे रिप्लाई था कि अगर तुम पानी में जाओगे because तुम्हारे में हड्डी है तो तुम sink कर जाओगे. It's fine, right? So I'm just making a joke out of
Yeah.
things which once have bothered me, and now I'm ready with any answer, any reply in a funny way which you'll say
Yeah.
to me, right? So that's the thing. I mean, I'm not trying to change your life. I'm just trying to give you suggestion that these things are real. Bullying is real, right?
Yeah.
Body shaming is real. Hatred towards other human beings just because they are fair or they are black or they're any other race or color or gender or identity. It's real. You
Yeah.
just need to be there and help them. That's what I'm saying. Oh my
Yeah.
god, getting so many calls. But anyway, so so, so this is real. Like you just have to love yourself. Like I love myself sometimes. But let's. There
Yeah.
are days. There are days when I'm on. My hormonal changes are happening.
Yeah.
So there are certain times I just eat. But at the same time, I love myself. I love myself to the fullest. I have
Yeah.
this identity where I do drag, but at the same time, outside of drag, this is me. You have invited Malika, but Sam is here, and now Sam is giving the advice as Malika, right?
Yeah.
So for me, these things doesn't have a very rigid answer,
Yeah.
right? Some people will like, oh, why don't you come as Malika? But they forget to realize that Malika is me just with lots of makeup and a better wig.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm the same person, right? So
Yeah.
so you have to kind of you have to love yourself, enable to fight for all the bullies and all the hate and everything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're a kid or if you're a 50, 60-year-old guy.
Yeah.
Somewhere or the other, you will find people who are gonna hate you for no reason, right? And let them be.
Yeah.
Don't get bothered. If it
They're
bothers
jealous
you,
of you.
exactly. That's what I say. And this is
Yeah.
a reality. If you have achieved this in your life, and I'll give an example, you're
Yeah.
perfect. You're good to go. You don't have to think about anything. That thing is, if because I was afraid, what if people were gonna say anything when I was young,
Yeah.
right? And a very good friend of mine told me that if they're talking about, and this was actually on the movie as well, but I kind of knew before, that
Yeah.
if they're talking about you, that means you're doing a good job, right? That they
Yeah.
are talking about you. If they stop talking about you, just think that you don't exist for them. So I let them
Yeah.
talk about me. I'll be like, just talk about me. If you think I'm a whore, here's the other thing. I have hooked up with your old boyfriend, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Let them, give them whatever the masala they need, and let them talk
Yeah.
about you. They'll make you much more famous. That's the only thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't care about what you think about me, or I don't care about what other people think about me. People, in the messages, oh, you look horrible. Your makeup is this. You need to lose weight. You need to do this. And I'm like, who are you
Yeah.
again? You're taking your time to tell me about something which I already know. You don't have to tell me about
Yeah.
that. You will tell me I'm fat. I know. I have a weighing scale at my home. I have a mirror at home, right?
Yeah.
If you think my makeup is ugly, send me a nice expensive makeup so that I can, improve my makeup skills. So, so there are like so many things which,
Yeah.
needs to be said, but sometimes you just, leave to, for people to imagine what your reactions will be.
Yeah.
Dealing with all the bullies, dealing with all the, the traumas and everything have made me a very sarcastic person. Like
Yeah.
you will, like, all the jokes which I made, people laughing at it, but at the same time, they're realizing that, yeah, this is a fact. Like how many
Exactly.
people will, will agree with me that whatever I said is actually true, but at the same
Yeah.
time, I said it in a way that it is not offensive. It's a joke, but it's sarcasm. But at the same time, there is a very big hint of, sassiness and truthfulness
Yeah.
in there. So, so,
Yeah.
so that's how I deal with it now. I make
Yeah.
everything so sarcastic and I make everything so funny in a way
Yeah.
that whenever I talk, I just, just throw a little bit of sarcasm here and there and then make it funny. And then
Yeah.
people later on will gonna realize, oh my God, Sam said this or Malika said this, So they'll get the information at the same time.
Yeah.
We'll just throw a little bit of sass in there.
Yeah.
So, that's how I look at the world now, right? And that's
Yeah.
that's my take on it. People have different opinions about me. People have different opinions about what I do or what they
Yeah.
have done if they would be in my situation. But guess what? That's
Yeah.
my life. I have all the right
Exactly.
to discuss about whatever I do. I totally take responsibility of what I say, but I cannot take responsibility of what you say about me.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a end speech. If
Yeah. It was amazing.
So that's
Yeah.
me. That's about me and my life. I know we have talked. Oh my God, we have talked about 1 hour. Guess what? I'm usually not the one to talk about myself for like 1 hour. Well, guess what? I'm lying. I'm a drag queen. I love talking about myself.
Yeah.
Anyways, now I would like to ask people questions. If you have any questions, like if you want to
Yeah.
ask me anything except for a date, I'm there to answer.
I would love to ask you for a date. It
Oh
will be
my God.
amazing.
honey, आपका कोई भाई भाई है?
Sadly, नहीं है.
Oh, then we cannot go on dates. Sorry. So it's only because of
So
Malika
yeah,
that I'm.
Pooja has a question like
Yeah, what's the question?
what does being a
Uh-huh.
drag queen allow you to do or express when you are performing that you normally wouldn't do? That's a good question.
Oh, the entire 1 hour of me talking.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't be a drag queen, I would be talking about this. I have given you
Yeah.
so much gyan. I swear to God, I feel like an auntie now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a reality. I mean, if I wouldn't have done drag, you guys wouldn't have asked me to,
Yes,
to
yeah.
talk about these issues, right? So the entire
Yeah.
1 hour of what happened when I was talking to you guys is
Yeah.
because of drag. Believe me, that's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What does a drag show consists of? Well, depending on the performer, drag can be anything, like literally.
Yeah.
Drag can be an act, drag can be singing live, drag can be
Yeah.
performing, drag can be acting, drag
Yeah.
can be literally making food on a TV. Like, I have started my own YouTube channel where I teach people how to cook food. Like, I
Yeah,
love
I have
food,
seen
I
a
love.
video of yours. It was
So, yeah,
amazing. I will try.
thank you. So drag can be
Yeah.
anything. Believe me, drag is just exaggerated version of what you can do. Like if you can
Yeah.
make it bigger than life, you have succeeded in drag. It doesn't have to be gender specific. It just have to be
Yeah.
you in an exaggerated version. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's
what drag show consists of.
yeah.
But if you ever come on my show, you will see me performing on Bollywood numbers, that's for sure. But at the same
Okay.
time, when I hold a mic and I talk to people, I literally talk to people like this, like how I am doing now. But it will be because back and forth, and I love talking to people, and I make it funny, I make it light, I make it accessible to people. Like,
Yeah.
like you know how we started the live and how we are talking about it now.
Yeah.
You'll find a difference. You'll see a difference, that when we started the live it was very like, you know, what is this, but now you're much more involved. So I try to involve
Yeah.
people in my acts. So this is how my drag show goes. I do perform. I love talking to people, so I try to, you know, engage them in my whatever I'm doing on stage. So this is how
Yeah.
I do it. But yeah.
Okay.
Well, any next
So,
question? Is there any other question?
there's this question: how do you cope with dualities?
I have five personalities, honey. I don't cope with dualities. I cope with like five personalities.
I think everyone has it deep inside, but yeah, no one shares like you do.
Exactly. I mean, you're talking to me as Sam, but Malika is talking. When I go
Yeah.
out, right, Malika will be no there, like no more, like in you know, when I talk to other people. But
Yeah.
yeah, then you know, if I go out with my friends who are scientists, I'll talk about science stuff. If I go
Yeah.
out with people who do drag with me, or like, you know, who are fellow performers, I'll talk about drag for them. These two are totally different identities. At the same time, when I talk to my family, I'll talk to them in a different way. So
Yeah.
people change according to the situations, and these changes are totally different, and these are, you know, different identities you have. But many people will not gonna categorize it.
Yeah.
I categorize myself in like 100 number ways. It's fine. I
Yeah.
call myself as a scientist, as a drag performer, as an entertainer, as this, that, and an artist, blah, blah, blah. So many things. So I deal with lots of personalities, and I hope you do too.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Okay, so now we'll end this live as
Oh,
you have
perfect.
taken. Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you
you so much
so
for
much for
coming.
inviting me, and thank you, those 9 people who are watching me, you know,
Yeah.
talk about stuff, and those who
You
have, you
were
know, just gone
amazing.
by. So
Yeah.
thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. Take care. Bye.
Bye.